2, 1.
7 things you probably didn't know you need to know. I'm Jamie East, and this is the Smart 7.
Good morning, it's Thursday the 30th of September and it's the International Day of Podcasts. And a big happy birthday to Monica Bellucci, Fran Drescher, Kieran Culkin and T-Pain. It's day 6 of the fuel crisis, in case you're wondering how long you've been sat in your car. But had you forgotten about the gas crisis? Well, it's not gone away. 3 more energy providers went bust on Wednesday as gas prices continue to soar. The firms Enstroja, Igloo Energy and Symbio Energy had about 250,000 customers between them. Ofgem says their customers' supply will be protected and they'll be switched to a new tariff. At the petrol station, you can expect to see army tankers rolling up with supplies over the next few days, according to Business Secretary Kwasi Kwarteng.
The situation is stabilising. I think people should buy petrol as normal. I think in the next couple of days, people will see some soldiers driving the tanker fleet. Labour's David Lammy says it's time to name the elephant in the room.
Brexit is responsible for some of the problems we're seeing. On this fuel crisis, there are not queues to get fuel in France, in Spain, in Germany, but there are queues in our own country. And that is as a result of exiting in the European Union with the deal that Boris struck.
The Labour Party conference wrapped up in Brighton yesterday with Keir Starmer taking to the stage for his first in-person speech as Labour Party leader. He started with an apology.
To the voters that thought we were unpatriotic or irresponsible, or that we look down on them, I say these simple but powerful words. We will never, under my leadership, go into an election with a manifesto that is not a serious plan for government.
He clearly had a lot to say as the speech was 90 minutes long, but he closed out with a list and a promise to get started on winning the next election.
Work, care, equality, security. These are the tools of my trade, and with them, I will go to work. Thank you, conference.
As the Taliban begin to impose Sharia law on Afghanistan, there have been a number of changes, including Kabul University's new chancellor banning women as either students or lecturers. CNN's Clarissa Ward is back in Afghanistan and she says things are pretty grim on the ground.
And make no mistake about it, this country is on the precipice of a massive and severe economic recession. There is no cash coming in to Afghanistan. The central bank has been effectively frozen.
Meanwhile, in the United States, congressional hearings on Afghanistan and the withdrawal continue, with Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin reflecting on the US failure to build a structure that would survive the Taliban's onslaught.
Did we have the right strategy? Did we put too much faith in our ability to build an army, an air force, a police force, and government ministries? We helped build a state, but we could not forge a nation.
It's not been a great few weeks on the Spanish island of La Palma as the Palma volcano continues to spew molten lava across it. It's now reached the sea, which adds a new and potentially lethal element to the mixture as the 1,200-degree lava hits the water, as volcanologist Dr. Karina Fernley explained to Sky News.
So what we end up with is a thing called laze. It's a sort of mix between volcanic gas and haze, and it's a mixture of hydrochloric acid, water, vapour and ash. And it gets blown in whatever direction the wind's going. For those people who are within, say, 100 metres of that laze, it can be toxic and it can kill you.
Still to come on the Smart 7, Britney Spears is back in court and Shaun Ryder has some scientific observations. Right after this.
You're listening to the Smart 7. If you're enjoying it, you might also like the Smart 7 Ireland edition. Just search and follow us on your favourite podcast platform. There was Champions League action last night with Chelsea travelling to Italy to take on Juventus, while Man U hosted Spanish side Villarreal at Old Trafford. It wasn't a great night for Chelsea, who lost 1-0, and coach Thomas Tuchel was puzzled and annoyed that Juventus managed to grab a goal right at the start of the second half.
I felt us a bit slow, tired, slow and mentally slow for decision making. And that's why it's a bit strange one to analyse.
And at Old Trafford, there was a Cristiano Ronaldo miracle as he grabbed a last-minute winner to give United a 2-1 home victory, and manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was delighted with his summer signing, as were the Old Trafford crowd.
Seriously, he's so good in front of goal, and he has an impact on everyone, the crowd, the players, the whole club.
Wednesday saw Britney Spears back in an LA court to continue her efforts to break free of the long-running conservatorship that's controlled her life. And it was good news for her, as her very efficient lawyer Matthew Rosengart announced outside the court.
I'm so pleased and proud to say Jamie Spears is no longer a conservator. Jamie Spears has been suspended and he will be formally removed shortly. Jamie Spears and others are going to face even more serious ramifications.
A poll for the Daily Star has shown that 64% of Brits think that aliens have already visited Earth. Phil and Holly on This Morning decided to investigate, and of course they called Shaun Ryder. Yeah, the Happy Mondays frontman, Gogglebox star, and famously a man who liked to party. So Shaun, in your entirely reliable and scientific experience, can you tell Phil and Holly about an alien encounter you've had?
I looked out in my back garden and over my apple tree there's this big plastic air-fixed looking wobbly thing.
Oh, right, okay. And then?
Right, and I'm hearing the dink, 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 and I'm punching myself.
Right, okay, I see. I don't suppose there are any other witnesses, were there?
I'm going to wake her up now and say, look at this, and she's going to kill me because she's not ready for getting up. So do I wake her up or not? And am I hallucinating?
Thanks, Shaun. I guess we'll never know. This has been The Smart 7. Wherever you're listening, do us a favour and hit the follow button. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Have a great day.
Written, produced and published by Daft Doris.